Okay, folks, this is a second part to the first selection video. It's going to be a real short, quick video, and what I wanted to show you folks was the paths and anchors exercise video. I'm going to go ahead and double click it to launch it in Illustrator. Hit Command 0 to fill up the screen here. Now, there's not much to this exercise. Basically, this is just a blown up or enlarged picture of what a path is. A path is how lines are drawn in Illustrator. You have the actual path here, the line, and on either end of the path you have anchors, which I first went over in the first video. So this is just a enlarged image of what a path is. But in actuality, these are two, well, for this particular drawing here, there's a path here, and if I click on it, I select it, and it's on each end there's two squares. So let me show you by moving the path here. Let me select it and move it. I might have to use the direct select tool. By the way, the direct select tool hotkey is A on your keyboard, regardless if you're on a Mac or PC. And for the black arrow, the selection tool is the V key, same like Photoshop. So say if I just wanted to move the path here, the line, I hit A, draw a marquee box around. You see the white, these are the actual anchors, not these squares. The squares is just a drawn representation. So if I lift the line out, you can see that we have squares on the end. These are the actual anchors of this line, not these. These are just a representation or an example of how, if you were to zoom into this line all the way, you would get a box on each end, which you can see here, and that's the anchor. These are actually just regular old squares. Remember, folks, if you want to move into individual parts of a drawing, you have to use the direct select tool. So if you want to move the line or the path, use the white arrow. If you want to move one of the ends, you use the black arrow. Okay, so, and remember, if you draw a selection box around it by holding down the left mouse button, dragging, you notice my selection box is also touching the line or the path. So if I move the path, that's what I get. This didn't move because this wasn't selected, so it stayed put. But the selection point for the path here, the actual anchor, not the box, moved in such a way because this was selected but this wasn't. So let me just select this now, and I can move this however I want. I can make it shorter, longer. For the box, I can just select this corner here, the anchor, and move that out. Let me hit Command Z, Control Z for you guys on the PC. So if we zoom in, I'm going to do Command plus, hold down the Command button, Control for you guys on the PC, and hit plus. You'll notice that the square here has 4 paths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 anchor points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I guess you could say the middle point is almost like an anchor point, but we're just going to concentrate on the edges for now. So one anchor point can be connected to two paths, or in this situation, I'm going to hit Command minus to zoom out. In this situation here, we have one path with just two anchor points. And if I try to move it, you can see that right there. So, practice a lot with these selection tools. Okay. Now, as I said before, you can turn any anchor point to sort of like a right angle. In the previous video, I could say right angle or a curved angle. So if I hit that, the curved angle button, you notice that it now has a handle. And if I wanted to break it so that it doesn't move where I grab one handle and the other one moves in the opposite direction, I want the handles to move independently. Remember, hold down your Option key or Alt if you're on a PC. Click and drag, and you break the handles. Now, it doesn't do anything for this because there's no extra path over here. So you don't really see any change right now. I'm going to show you how to add a path on afterwards. But you can always change this back to a curved or a right angle. Notice when I hit the right angle anchor, the handles disappear. Alright, folks, so I just wanted to show you folks that you are able to select text as well. So I have the black arrow or selection tool right now, and you can move that way. If you use the white arrow and click on this, there's a couple steps you have to go through to change text so that it has anchor points on them like this, and you can start changing the shapes of the letters. I'll show you folks that a little bit later on when we cover the text tool, if you folks decide to have text in your illustrations. But I just wanted to quickly show you how path looks like that has two anchor points on it. I kind of showed you that here, but even this drawing or illustration, if you will, is made up of actual smaller items, and combined together makes it look like an actual path. Okay, so that's it for this video. Next, we're going to move on to the pen tool. Okay, so practice moving items with your different selection tools, whether you're using the black arrow selection tool or the white arrow direct select tool. All right. And sometimes you folks may get lost like this, even though you're using the white arrow. How come all the parts were moving just a minute ago? That's because I had all these items selected like so. All right. So practice a little bit, and I'll see you folks in the next video when we deal with the pen tool.